Today we're reviewing the Yale Approach Lock with Wi-Fi and Keypad Plus. So this is meant to be a retrofitting lock. So you can keep your existing key and just make your lock smarter. So this goes with the interior lock, and in ourselves we also got the keypad for this project, so you have multiple functionality. Keep in mind that all of these hardware are without cable, which minimize the installation time, and this is what we're doing today in our video. So we're going to do an unboxing so you see what's in the box for yourself. We'll do the full installation, full configuration, and a demo afterward to show you that we are professionals, and then you can think for yourself what you think about this product right here. So this solution, again, keeping your existing lock. But first off, let's start with the unboxing. So we'll walk towards the video, and for this I will use my new key, which is the finger that I have right here. So as soon as you see it unlock, well, the job is done. So part of the Yale Approach Lock kit, so inside the box you start with the user guide right here. So you have all the QR code you will need to scan to enroll your product in there. It's important to do it in the right order because this is how it was meant to be. So don't enroll, for example, the Wi-Fi bridge before your locks. Next, inside the box you have different keyhole adapters that you can use depending on the key locks you already have, again for retrofitting purposes, and also a door sensor to see when the lock is open or is closed. Next is the Yale Wi-Fi bridge that we have here. Here is a double side tape that you can use for your keypad, so putting it on the back of the keypad, and this way you would be able to install it just by clipping it on the wall itself. So yes, the keypad, and here is the interior lock. In a similar way, so inside you have the batteries that are already inside. So all you need to do is push at the bottom and you would be able to open your key lock. It comes already pre-installed with the 4 batteries. Same thing with the keypad, so it is pre-installed. And as you can see here, you also have a double side tape that you can use if you want to make your lock more sturdy. So after the installation, you just remove this, plug it in, and you would be ready to go. And last, well, you have this little blue tape right here that you can use to secure your actual key lock. So this way it will not fall during the installation. You have different screws also and a reset key that you can use to push different buttons. And with all of this, we can start the installation. So again, the Yale Approach Lock is meant for retrofitting purposes. So you can keep the keyhole and your key and just replace the interior lock. So this way you get all the smart features without having to replace anything, so making it easy for the installation. Now, I know Yale provides its own tape, but I had my own. So I'm gonna secure the key lock on the front. So this is the first step you need to do. So this way, when you remove the interior lock, this one will remain in place because again, we're using this same hardware. When looking at the interior lock here, so we had already a smart lock, but the customer here wanted to improve. So that's why he's getting a new one. So just some small things here. So if you're wondering how to remove the August locks, this is how you do it. Nice little handy tool right here. So next we need to remove the previous bracket that we have. Okay, and as you can see, removing everything and the lock stays in place. So again, you're keeping the same deadbolt, same lock, and now we're gonna put the interior lock of the Yale Approach. Now, a good thing to keep in mind is that the screws that were already there, you can keep the same one. It's gonna make your job easier because again, we're using the same hardware. So next we have our interior lock. We already removed it. So take this plate right here. As I mentioned before, you can remove here the tape. So you have a double side tape included if you want to make it more sturdy, or else with just the screws, it's solid enough so you don't have to worry about it. So let's do this. So you align your lock, you get the screws that you had before, you put them in and you reach the inside of the key lock on the front. Next is about selecting the right key adapter, because again, since we're doing a retrofit, you need to find the right keyhole to fit inside of your Yale Approach Lock. For us, it will be the green one that we have right here. So the way this works is that you will put this side, so the empty side, on your lock, so like so. So after you put the key adapter, all remaining to do is use this part of the interior lock, align it on this side so it fits the key adapter, and you just lock it in. So you align it, you push, and as soon as you hear the click, that means ready to go. And as you can see, the interior lock is already blinking, so that means that it's connecting with the batteries inside. And now what we're gonna look at is actually the deadbolt to assure that it's working properly. So if I turn it, deadbolt is here, and I can lock it afterward. So first step of the installation is done. Now we will connect the keypad on the exterior and then connect the Wi-Fi bridge. So next is about the keypad. So keep in mind when you're installing the keypad who will be using it. If you have kids, maybe it's better to put it a little bit lower. If you're living alone, well, maybe put it to your height so you're comfortable doing it. And for the install itself, so you have two things you can do. So again, they provide this back panel that you can put on the keypad. So this is double side tape. So you can just stick it on the door itself and it will remain there. But if you'd like to have a more sturdy installation, well, just by pulling on this, you're able to open the back panel. And this is also where you would have access to the batteries. But on the back plate itself, you have two holes where you could screw the back panel and then put your keypad. So this way the installation will be a little bit sturdy if you're worried that someone can just come and rip it off from your door. And last place we need to go to is finding a socket near your devices to connect the Wi-Fi bridge. So this will assure connection between the interior lock, the keypad, and the bridge, so everything can work together. So now next step would be downloading the Yale Access app either from the Apple Store or the Google Play. And once you've created your account, now it's time to set up a new device. So you click on set up a new device, and what it will ask you to do is access to your camera, because in the guide that you receive with your products, you need to scan different QR codes to link them with your application. So starting with the interior lock, so we're scanning, so we have the serial number and we can begin the setup. So we start, then they have an all onboarding on how to do the installation. So you can do it on that side or either continue, because my device is already installed. So that's us in our case. Also install the door sense. So it gives your smart lock the ability to detect if the door is open or closed. So this is the little door sensor that we have. It's installed already. So now it's gonna scan the device. So give it a little bit of time. It will see if the device is connected. Again, during the installation, we saw that the ring was lighting up, so it shouldn't take too long for the device to appear on the application itself. Perfect, so now it is created. So now we can name the house itself. So we'll call it the People Project. When it is named, you can upload a picture. On ourselves, we're just gonna do continue. So then it creates the People Project. So we can say it is for the front door. Perfect, so you can name your front door. You click on continue. Now it's registering your device to the project itself. After the registration on the projects, it will check for different updates on your locks. So if you bought it a while ago and you waited for installation, it's possible that there are some updates to do. As you can see here, the door lock is actually doing a small update, so you can leave it for a couple of minutes to do it. Remember to always stay near your devices when you're doing this kind of installation, because you want the connection to be as good as possible, because if you move far away, then it can be disconnected and you may have to troubleshoot your device. All right, so now our device is up to date. We click on done. Now it's just a matter of calibration, so it will see if everything works properly, so as we did before with the deadbolt. So you click on continue and it will start calibrating. So here it asks you if you want to calibrate with the door sense. Next is about to rotate the lock until your door is locked, so we'll go inside. So now during the calibration process, I mentioned we need to turn the door lock. So we will turn it here to see if it locks properly. So we leave it at the locked position and we click on next. And then we're prompted to unlock the door. So now we unlock the door and we push the next button. And now the lock is successfully calibrated. So now it prompts you to set up your Wi-Fi. So this will use the Wi-Fi bridge we previously installed. So you can click on start. You set up a new Wi-Fi bridge. And again, it will ask you to scan the QR code. So in the same method that you have, you go to the next step and you scan the QR code for the Wi-Fi bridge. Again, you just need to follow along, don't skip any steps, and this will be done pretty quickly. So now it has the serial number. You click on start to start the setup. So this is our bridge. It is already plugged in. We click. Now we need to look at the light of the Wi-Fi bridge that we connected earlier. If you see that it's blinking with a green light, it means that it's working properly. So you can click on OK. And now the setup is starting. So beginning Wi-Fi setup. So it prompts the accessory setup that is opening the page. Again, gathering all the information from the network. So it asks you to connect it to your Wi-Fi. So it will join your Wi-Fi to create the connection. Now that this is done, you just need to wait a little bit so the bridge will come online. Once you've tested the connection between your lock and your bridge, next it will be a test between the bridge and your router to see if the Wi-Fi looks good. And then your setup is complete. So you can click on finish. So to test if it's really working, you can see on your application itself right now it's in the unlock position, so it's green, but when I push this, you have the red ring, and all of a sudden on your screen itself it will become red as well because it's locked. And if you want to open it, same thing. So it's almost instant. As soon as I click, you see the ring light up, and you see on my application it reflects the action of the indoor lock. So the customer already had a smart home installed, hence why he already has a door sensor. So even if we already have one coming inside of our kit, we didn't need to install it because we can use the previous one. And to do so, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is access through the cogwheel. You have your different products and you click on the lock, so it will open the lock setting. And inside you can click on door sense. And here it will ask you to calibrate your door. So this way now on your application, you're able to see when the door is open or is closed. So if I go back at the beginning, so if I open the door, as you can see here, the door becomes open. So it says that the door is open on my application. And when I close it, well, same thing. So it says that my door is closed. So it's not just about being locked or unlocked, it's about being closed and open. So you're able to monitor that as well. And now, like the interior lock and the Wi-Fi bridge, to add your keypad, you open your book, you scan the QR code. So going right here, it will find the serial number and you can begin the setup. So again, just clicking on continue, making sure that you see the lights so the batteries are well connected. Then it will scan the device to try and find it. When it found the device, it will start setting him up. And now it is connected to our lock, so we can click on continue. And like the lock before, so it will download some updates if your device wasn't up to date prior to the installation. Once your device is up to date, you click on continue. And now same as before, so it will ask you if the device is already installed. For us, we can skip because it is, and we can do done or set up a guest access. So if you click on set up guest access, you can choose to which guest we would like to do a setup. For us, we'll click on the owner itself. So here you can set up your entry code and your fingerprint. We will start with the entry code. So clicking on entry code, then you enter yours. So let's do 1234. You click on save. So now it's updating our entry code to the keypad. And same thing with the fingerprint. So if we click on the fingerprint, it says that you can set up your keypads to someone else's fingerprint to unlock your device. So it will be associated with a user. So we click on continue. So now it's connecting to the device. Make sure to wake up your keypad before you click on this. So to wake up your keypad, you just need to click on the Yell button on it. It will wake him up, and then you can do the connection. So now follow the step on the screen. So first step is placing the finger you want to use as a key on the scanner. And then you will lift your finger when the lights turn blue. And then you do this process for 12 times. So it really sink in with your finger. So that's the second time. So every time it goes blue, it's good. If it goes yellow, it means that the scan wasn't clear. So if I do this, for example, as you can see here, the light is the yellow. So it means it's not scanning my finger properly. So you really want it to be like all the other ones. So that's my third time. And when it starts flashing green, it means that the scanning is complete. It will register on your phone as well. And then you can click on continue. So now my fingerprint is registered and I will be able to unlock the door with my PIN code and also with my finger. So let's try it out. And as you can see on the app itself, next to the users, you have little icons saying which type of unlock power they have. Now that this is all set and done, let's see how it actually works having done all the setup. So as you can see on my application, my door is closed and is locked, and it's no magic trick, it really is. So how do we unlock it? Well, I have my new key right here, so I can put my finger on the fingerprint reader, so the biometrics, and as soon as you see the green light opens up here, it also means that you will unlock your door. So you see it translate on your application, and I can open my door like so. Now I will close it back, because what you can also do is actually lock your door using your PIN code. So if I go next to my keypad, I need to open it up. So pressing on the Yell button, then I enter the code, and you will see the red light. And on my application, same thing, so it will lock my door. So you don't need to have a key to either unlock or lock. It will just work with the keypad. You're able to do all of this, or even using your application, just by clicking on the red circle, and all of a sudden your door is unlocked. Now that everything is set up and is working, you can also go in the settings again on the cogwheel on the bottom right, and you have all three devices we just installed in there. So if I click on the lock settings, you have multiple options you can see. So first off, starting with the security, so you can hide any entry codes, and you can also, if you can turn on the biometric passcode authentication of your phone to create a verified access, so people can access this page. And you also have the sound, so you have a lock sound that happens. You can either keep it or remove it. You also have the smart alerts, so inside your notification, you can create different smart alerts for your keypad and also your door lock. So if I create a smart alert right now, I need to choose an event. So in my smart alert, the event could be when the door is locked or unlocked manually, when the door is locked or unlocked by a specific user, if the door is left ajar, so if it's not completely closed, if the door is auto-locked, or if the door is one-touch keypad locked. So depending on these events, you would receive different alerts on your phone directly. Next would be the automation. So we have the auto lock. So you can set up an auto lock timing. So let's say after 2 minutes, if my door is left unlocked, it will lock itself automatically. So you can put it on a timer or do it instantly. And you can also disable if this is an option you wouldn't like. You have also the auto unlock. So this is part of the geo-fencing. So the closer you get to your home, well, it will unlock the door for yourself. So now we're talking about 200 meters. So as soon as I enter this range, well, my door will unlock for me. Again, you can either enable it or remove it completely. And you also have different settings that you can enable. So if you leave your neighborhood, and if you want to change from the home mode or away mode, so it knows that it's not you coming close to your home. So just an extra layer of security in there. Now, you have the door ajar timing. So we mentioned it in the smart alert, but you can also set a timer here. So let's say my door is not properly closed for over 2 minutes, I would receive a notification, so I know that I need to go close it properly. So this is the kind of thing that can be really helpful, because sometimes we don't realize these things, and getting this notification can be really helpful. The door sense, we showed it earlier, so this is to properly install it to your door. So if you do it like us and you do it afterwards, you have the calibration so of your door lock. If you need to factory reset your lock, it's always there as well. And you have multiple device information. Now, if I go onto the other device, so the bridge setting, this is pretty straightforward. So you have all the different information about the bridge, and you can even turn on a notification if you want to know if the bridge has went offline. And if I go inside the keypad, well, same thing, some different settings in there. So you have the version of the firmware, you can enable adaptive brightness, and even the keypad sound. And at the bottom, you have the battery level. Right now it is full, and for us, this is something we will check. So we'll do a further video down the line, so in a month or two, to be able to kind of review more in detail these devices, to understand how it works in a long period of time. Because now the battery is full, but let's see in 1 or 2 months how much battery is left in this device, because I understand this is one of the main concerns for this type of installation. So using different types of battery that you need to replace over time can be a pain point for you guys. So we will look at this properly in a month or two. Next is the users guest list that you have here, and here is all the activities. So when the door is locked and when someone uses different types of unlock, you can monitor everything inside of your application to understand all the activity that is going on with your lock. So this is really a full tour of the application. You can navigate it through yourself to understand it better on your site. So there you have it, the full install, full configuration. Now you have your Yale Approach Lock part of either your Google Home, Apple HomeKit, or Alexa, because it integrates with all of these. And as we mentioned, we'll come back in a month or so to do a full review of this product to see how it held up against time. And that's not it, because we're also going to review the Assure Lock 2 Plus and Assure Lock 2 Touch to see how they work in their situation. So these smart locks are not retrofitting, but they still bring a lot of value to your home. So guys, like and subscribe. You don't want to miss the next videos that are coming up. I'm Jeremy from People Systems. See you on the next one.